On a 4-game win streak and lead the NFC in total offense. Now, Cowboys executive Stephen Jones said earlier this week that this squad has a lot to prove, but he added, you can compare this year's Cowboys team to that 90s version that won 3 Super Bowls. Uh-oh, watch out now. That's high talk. That's high praise. So, Sel, who deserves the most credit for this Cowboys turnaround?
It is Dak Prescott, the most important player because he's playing the most important position and he's playing it at the highest level. Let's talk about Dak Prescott because I know everyone has an opinion on Dak Prescott, and usually that opinion is lower than the actual reality. Let's give him his flowers right now for 2 things. One, I brought this up yesterday, and I'm going to give it to you again. I have not seen this level of quarterback play since we faced Rich Gannon back in those early Oakland years, early 2000s Super Bowl time for the Oakland Raiders. Now, that doesn't mean you're the best quarterback, because Rich Gannon was not the best quarterback of that era. Tom Brady was playing. Peyton Manning was out there playing. There were some dudes out there playing. But Rich Gannon fit like a glove in that system. He finally manipulated that system exactly how he wanted it. Every single play, every single read was exactly customized for Rich Gannon. I'm seeing the same thing with this Dallas offense. Now, the results in terms of them being second in the NFL in scoring, number 1 in the NFC in scoring, certainly support that. But more importantly, it's just the fact that what Dak is doing in this system is allowing everyone else to blossom in this system. And that's what Rich Gannon was able to do by playing that position so well. So Dak being there, playing it at this level, and this level is the highest level of Dak we've seen. More passing touchdowns, better completion percentage, and better passer rating than he did last year before the injury. I remind people, last year before the injury, that was an NFL historical pace Dak Prescott was on. But more importantly, it's because of the man who Dak Prescott is. Think about this. We always talk about leadership, and we throw that around so much that we think that there are a lot of leaders out there, certainly on the team. Watch any NFL game, you see the C, captain, you see he's a leader. We throw it around a little too loosely for my flavor, for my liking. But Dak Prescott's more than a leader. Dak Prescott's more than a captain. He's a man. And when you're a man, you walk into any situation in this locker room and you're ready to deal with it. Think about all the firestorms that come your way when you're the Dallas Cowboys, when you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, when you're on a team that's underachieving as the Dallas Cowboys have been. And you're still steadying this ship and now have it set on course for potentially a Super Bowl championship. Who has kept this together? Let's be real. Ezekiel Elliott? No, don't do that. Tony Pollard? Can't do that. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, like who? Look on the other side of the ball. Where do you want to go? DeMarcus Lawrence? Who kept this thing together so that they could persevere to get to this place and potentially to their further goals of winning a championship? Oh, it's Dak Prescott, the man and the machine, the way he's manipulating this game.
I hope he cut you a piece of his check this week.
If it's that much, it's more than I got.
Everything you said about Dak Prescott is completely accurate. Everything you said about Dak Prescott is correct. It's the best Dak Prescott I've ever seen. Best Dak Prescott we've ever seen.
There you go.
But we know Dak Prescott was great last year. I remind you all, his last year versus this year, if y'all want to look at it, we can see his greatness. He had 9 touchdown passes last year through 4.5 quarters prior to getting injured. He got 12 this year. Completion percentage, it's up 5%. Now, he doesn't have nearly as many yards, but he hasn't played from behind, so he hasn't had to. But last year, he was doing some things. Quarter passer rating, 100 last year, 115. Dak Prescott has been phenomenal. But, Sel, for me to tell you who really deserves the credit, I got to get up and show you.
You got to go?
I got to get up and show you.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Oh, don't you do it. I can see the big board already. Come back. Come back. Oh, damn.
Sal, what I've realized, Cowboys fans, is this much.
What?
You can't have a great TV show without a great executive producer.
Oh.
You can't have a great song without a great songwriter. And you cannot have a great Dak Prescott without a phenomenal offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore. To me, Kellen Moore is the biggest reason for this Dallas Cowboys turnaround. I'm going to show you one play that blew my mind and it blew the defender's mind, so I'm going to tell you exactly how it happened. Against the Giants, Tay Crowder, he has Ezekiel Elliott man-to-man coverage. It's man-to-man, mano-a-mano, cat coverage. But here's the problem. I'm the linebacker. I'm Tay Crowder, circled in the red right there. What do I see? I see a couple things. One, Tony Pollard's going left, so my eyes are left first. Zeke is going right. So now my eyes are right. But Dak Prescott is looking down the middle. So I'm looking left, I'm looking right, and then I'm looking down the middle. If that doesn't work, hey, Kellen Moore has a little pick, rub route. CeeDee Lamb is coming to get in my way. So Kellen Moore not only manipulates the linebacker's eyes mentally, he manipulates the linebacker's body physically, and now Zeke just waltzes right into the end zone. Again, Dak Prescott has been playing phenomenal. I will not try to take anything away from him. But you do not have great quarterback play without excellent play calling. And Kellen Moore, he continuously displays phenomenal, next level, beyond belief play calling. To me, he's the reason for the Cowboys turnaround.
Wow. So you basically went, he's the producer.
Yeah.
And so
He's my EP. He's my EP.
He's Dr. Dre of NWA. And when he left, you thought it was going to fall apart. It didn't. Actually, it did. But Ice Cube is Dak Prescott in this scenario, huh? And when he left, it didn't fall apart for him either. We're doing Belichick and Brady again. Are we trying to do it? And this ain't Belichick.
No, it's not.
Okay. This ain't Brady either. But I understand we're trying to give out a slice of the pie and to figure out who gets the bigger of the slice. It has to be the player. Tie goes to the player.
Fair.
Think about it.
Fair.
You brought this up before in reverse. Look at Belichick without Brady, right? Look where Brady goes and look what happens to it, right? Like, it's almost like the whole jockey versus horse argument. Eddie Delahousse, one of the greatest, Lafitte Pinkai or something like, oh, yeah. Give him a clunker and see how good a jockey he is.
That's a good point.
But give him Secretariat, and then Acho could get on him if he loses 100 pounds, right? That's the point. So I'm looking at it like Dak crosses the white lines. And when Dak crosses the white lines, Dak activates everything you're doing. Sidebar. I've never heard a good song in my life that didn't have a banging beat. Versus, people always like, oh, I love that song, the lyrics, the J. Cole kind of stuff. I'm like, if it ain't got a beat, it ain't got a chance, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
That's kind of my point.
That's your point to Kellen Moore.
Yes, sir. Yes. What's yours?
My point to this is that Dak Prescott took that beat. And you remember, he had different beats. He had different producers. He could work with anybody. He kind of like, how do we say it? When you look at, the only example I got really is receiver from Houston that goes to Arizona. What's my dog?
DeAndre Hopkins.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yep.
I don't give a damn what he rapping on. He gonna make a banger. He the only one.
Osweiler's beat, DJ Yates' beat.
My first Casio. The thing is with Dak Prescott, though, he's taking it all, integrated it all, and he's always came out on top. I think early on, with Romo still there, fourth rounder, he was suppressing some of his greatness. Now he was learning on the fly as well. But he was like, look, team success, ultimately, that's what I'm caring about. And then we moved the goalposts on Dak. We changed the beat on Dak. We changed coaches on Dak. And then we said, now we need to see what you're going to do. Dog, do you know how he's responded? And not only responded in excellence and elite play, but through adversity. This is a man because he's not succumbed to any pressures ever. Like, what has Dak done? We always look at LeBron James. What has LeBron James ever done that's really egregious?
Yeah.
I mean, he wore a button down where he should have wore a suit at the YMCA. Other than that, what has he done? The decision? What has Dak done?
Yeah.
Nothing. He's a man beyond a leader, beyond the cap.
That's a really good point. Honestly, Sal, if we're being real, this is kind of the pinnacle. We're seeing a phenomenal executive producer in Kellen Moore and a phenomenal talent in Dak Prescott.
Okay.
It's kind of like All of the Lights, Kanye. You could say All of the Lights was going to hit regardless.
Yeah.
I don't really... I don't really care what you say after that. It was going to go crazy. But then Kanye still got on there. Mind you, he also songwrote it, but he didn't produce it. Kanye got on there and just did everything that needed to be done to make it one of the greatest ever. I think you're right. Kellen Moore, to me, is phenomenal. I do not believe that Dak Prescott would be having the success without Kellen Moore. But conversely, I don't believe Kellen Moore would be having the success without Dak Prescott. I think they both elevated their level of play. But I do have one other name to throw into the hat, and I fervently believe this is actually the difference in the Dallas Cowboys.
Mike McCarthy. Thank you.
No, sir, not at all.
Finally.
Trayvon Diggs. And the reason I have to say this one.
I'll give you that.
Y'all, Cowboys defense was not that much better, is not that much better this year than last year. Please just look at it so y'all don't think I'm lying. Total defense, look at how many yards they give up. Cowboys defense this year gives up 14th less yards, ranked second better. Scoring defense. Now, they give up about 2 touchdowns less. But why? All you got to do is move down one more category. Takeaways. Cowboys currently have 12 takeaways through 5 weeks. They only had 3 last year. If you take the ball away, the opposing team can't score. Thus, your scoring defense is drastically better while your total defense is not, because they're getting yards, but you're getting interceptions. Why is the Cowboys defense so okay? Because it's not that the Cowboys defense is so tolerable because of one man in Trayvon Diggs. If Diggs is not there and the Cowboys do not have those additional 6 turnovers.
We're going to fight now. I've been waiting. Keep going.
If they don't have those additional 6 turnovers,
not your friend anymore.
I do not think that the Dallas Cowboys I know the Cowboys defense isn't this good and the Cowboys team is.
We bonded over vaccination. I saw that, but now